we don't, but feel free to get changed wherever you want.
Yeah, anywhere with
Safe place.
Oh yeah, there's something that's like 90s hip hop.
Yeah, so it's slightly
passes the test. Yeah. Somehow the Made in Chelsea feature made it into here. When you're rolling, like the missus. So, unlike most people, I like to get people warm before they do a seminar, if that's okay. Only because it's 10th planet stuff, there's a little bit of flexibility, nowhere near as much as people think. But I do think, especially in this country, it's probably best if we have a little warm up, if that's all right with you guys. So I'll get everybody on their feet and running around the outside for me. We'll start off really simple. Let's sit down, come on. Feel a bit like with everyone stood around me. It's called twister side control. So this is twister side control, okay? Looks like judo or reverse judo, but it's a bit different in the weight distribution side of things. So the main area I'm focusing on, Mr. Black Belt and high level belts, is my love handle is the shoulder of justice. So if I was traditional side control, boom, that shoulder of justice there is the love handle. And if you line that up right, your twister side control will be a fairly good pin. It looks pretty crap, and the reason it looks crap is because I've got zero control of his hips. But if he inverts, that's what I want. That gives me the launch pad to get into the truck, okay? First thing to really focus on is what we call twister side control, okay? I've got a terrible habit of doing this, and I don't know where that came from. I don't know what's happened to me in a previous life that I have to cover my groin, but you should always be on the far side leg. That's where you want to be, but not reaching for it. If I can't reach it, that's fine. If he tries to invert, got him, okay? Problem is when I reach for it, I take all that lovely pressure off his cheek, okay? So it's hip on the shoulder, love handle on the face, okay? Oh, I know why, Joe's there with his camera. Sorry. So your partner's going to invert for you, okay? The first one we're going to look at, real simple, is called a Nessie hook. So again, the thing that you get the piss taken out of you when you're a 10th planet guy is the names of stuff, okay? Most of them were caught by Eddie when he was high. So this one's fairly simple. There's always a reason. So this is called a Nessie hook, okay? So it kind of makes sense. And I'm hooking that far side knee and I'm pulling it in towards my belly button, all right? When you're playing the truck, the number one rule is, sorry mate, this knee here has to stay on the ground. The second I pick that up, you can take my back, okay? So this knee, this inside knee, has to be pinned to the ground at all times. And if you keep that in mind, you'll be all right, okay? So once I've got that knee over, everything changes. It's no longer a pin, it's no longer twister side control. I'm coming up and hitting what we call attack mode. So Nessie hook, fishnet, okay? So we call this attack mode. I'll rotate the view, but feel free to walk around and have a look. Fishnet, this stops him flipping me. Love handle, this stops him shrimping away. That inside knee is pinned to the ground, so he can't take my back. Now we're ready to hit the truck, okay? So we've gone from twister side, a pin at the neck and shoulders, to attack mode, which is a pin at the hips. Ready to go, okay? Top leg, hooks his top leg, and I pull it in. Don't be tempted to play this knee bar here. There is a little dog bar there, I suppose, but it's not really worth giving too much time to. Bottom leg comes through, and then I put my triangle on the top, okay? We'll keep it there for now, because I appreciate there's quite a lot. I don't know everybody's level. There'll be some newbies in here, I'm sure. But I'd like to give you a quick sub. So there's a calf slicer here called a goka, which will hit. Easy to stop, yeah, names again. Easy to stop, he's just going to straighten his leg. But it's low-hanging fruit. You'll find with the more experienced 10th planet guys is they wait for you to set this up. When you roll to the truck, which we'll do in a sec, they flip it and put you in the truck. So I catch my high-level guys with this more than anything else. That's it. It's like I'm a candle and I'm melting into my hip. You feel the difference in that, Jed? There. To there. Say something again. Give us a little It's a weird thing, isn't it? Like black belt level, it's a weird thing. It's like energy, chi, whatever you want to call it. All of my, it's like a magnet into my love handle, and it's where all the cheeseburgers go. Got it. So, always covering the far side leg, not your crotch. He inverts, I don't stop him, but I just make sure that it's managed on my terms. You know, there are attacks there for him. It's why it looks terrible, because I've got no control of the hip. So, fishnet, love handle. If you're struggling to get under there, Judd's quite fat, so can't get no space. Use your overhook, bring him over your knee, and just place him. I don't need to go mad here, but if he tries to shrimp away, obviously if we're live, there's going to be a battle going on here, so you want that love handle in place. Top leg, toes to heel, bring the foot up, the bottom leg comes through, both feet on top, and we got it. But we'll pause there, because I appreciate there's quite a lot of jiu-jitsu to take in. Grab the toes, pull the heel to the butt. And it's better than it looks. It doesn't look like much, but it's called a gokka, just a cheeky little calf slicer. Just to start things off nice and slow. We all okay with twist the side control, yeah? Any questions? Where's my pressure? Where's my weight going? Love handle, beautiful. Thank you, sir. Fishnet. Love handle, okay? So this is called attack mode. You want to get to attack mode because it takes away their ability to shrimp away, okay? He inverts, Nessie hook, fishnet, love handle. Make sense? Lots to take in. I forget that you guys aren't 10 to play that, okay? In a second, we're going to do this really easy roll, and then you'll see it looks like the truck that you guys are used to seeing, okay? But let's just get in there first. Play that card, okay? So you've got something you can use, and then they're going to get wild. Let's see what you got. 1, 2. I'm quite susceptible to them. You get me in a calf slicer, I'll time. Super flexible people, they can take them, okay? But we'll teach you a way to put a bit more steam on that, and then we'll look at what's called a crotch ripper. So, yes, yeah, we're quite kinky. So if you can't get the slicers because they're super flexible, or I say super flexible, it's not really a flexibility thing. You could just hang in there. Your knee's got a bit of flexibility into it, but I don't want to say stupid, but you don't feel pain. You can just hang in them. Our old wrestling coach Dylan, you could get him here, super stomp it, pop down 2 hands. I had him in one. He's a big dude. Not making himself look great here, but full calf slicer, what we call a super stomp, which I'll show you in a sec, and he yawned. So from your fishnet, I switched to what we call a tentacle. My main concern here is that he's going to get that knee under this knee and take my back, okay? So I'll just put something in the way of it. I marry the hips, so my hip goes on top of his hip, and we hit that same entry. 1, 2. Or if you want to get fruity and make this a bit easy for yourself, I'll go belly down, latch my triangle, and then marry the hips there. So everything goes in nice and smooth. Now I want the slicer. He's hiding that from me, maybe straighten his leg or whatever he's doing, or super flexible, and I just can't hit it. What happens in, where are we? Rochester? Rochester? I totally thought you guys were in Manchester. Casino. Right, so I'm all locked up, ready to put my shoulder, not my elbow, my shoulder, as close to the bottom arse cheek as possible. And as I do that, I'm going to look for that foot, because that's his escape over there, okay? So I just dive forward, the shoulder goes down, and we roll, okay? So this is the truck that you guys probably know and have seen a bit before. Just a couple of 10th Planet speciality details that you're going to want to know. He wants to grab that foot and pull it down and get a heel hook, okay? So it's not this, where he can still grab that foot. I hide my foot from him. So the triangle itself feels a bit off because there's space. And if you've been grappling, if you're an old fart like me, you've been grappling a while, everything's about no space, clamps. not for this. You want to make sure you hide that foot. Now your slicer becomes a bit more of a weapon, because not only have I got this, which is the one we did before, I can also drive this knee away, and if I need to, so this is, I'll take the space, I'll take the space away, just drive the knee, tap. I can also super stomp. So that there, although I'm giving him the chance to grab my foot, this turns this into a really dangerous submission. I can blow his knee to pieces with that, okay? But I did promise you a crotch ripper as well, so we'll add those details in. The crotch ripper, Jed drives his foot away from me, okay? He's got two things he can do with this, or three I suppose. He can leave it where it is, I can control it. He can kick it away, or he can bring the knee to his head, okay? We'll look at this one next, that's called a banana split. But for this one, he's kicked away. He's hiding that from me, so straighten that foot. So I can't get my slicer. All I'm going to do is I'm going to clinch around the outside of the knee. I'm going to drive my hips up and pull his knee down. And I'm looking to tear this part, whatever that's called. I think it's called a that's just the, I think it's attached to it. So, let's show you one more of those. Great sense of fun. Twist and side control. Each rep we do, we're just getting more and more comfortable with this love handle in the face. First net, love handle, attack mode, okay? New details, tentacle. Marry the hips, put your truck in. If you want to get extra special, this is the way I do it. I go belly down, it makes it so easy to lace your legs up, okay? I'm rolling, so your brain will tell you to do this. Tell your brain to shut up, you know better, you're going to go to your shoulder. And that's what makes the roll effortless. I grab the toes, I hide my toes, I pull the heel down, flare the knee. That should be enough. If I need to, I super stomp, but you shouldn't need to. He kicks out and hides that foot, so slice is gone, I've missed my chance. I just clinch around the outside of the knee, pull this knee over as I rip his bang. So it's knees down, hips up. Should be legal in most places, right? The crotch ripper. The son comes walking out, swinging a cane. Like, what's that? How did you guys find the roll? Confusing. What you tend to get, there was an Instagram video on this the other day. Just went to church getting dressed. Yeah. Oh, that's the normal approach. So what people tend to do, if you're not familiar with Top Planet, is you roll this way, and then you're like, what the? You see it all the time, and people, nobody did it in here, so some of you guys are so flexible. What's in the water down here? Is it that club next door, like working you out?
Yeah.
Braveheart. So we're flexible dudes here. So we'll hit a different entry today, take away that roll. So Jed, if you could turtle up for me, mate. This is called a D'Souza entry. I haven't had the other way, that's cool, dude. Don't want to do my weak side. God forbid. Right, so he's turtled up. Obviously, here you would normally be looking for seatbelts, chokes, back takes. But a good option from here is the truck, because the main thing with the truck is that I actually prefer the truck to the back. But if you're on the back, you're in the truck, and if you're in the truck, you're on the back. So the transitions are fairly simple. And the more complicated version of this in a sec, which is called the Marsh. That'll really piss you guys off. It's going to be fun to watch. But this is a big part of the game. I mean, I don't know if you guys, if it's made it down here, but in my gym, every just turning up all the time. Just, I don't know, somebody released an instruction on it or something. Everybody's turning up. It's so annoying. Like, you getting this?
Charlie.
Yeah, it's Charles. It does leave you for, we've got a belt on the side of one of our walls, which is the twister belt. So if you get a twister, you ring the belt. That belt is getting overtime at the minute because everybody's turning up when we're hitting this entry. So rather than seatbelt, rather than looking for the choke, he's hiding all that space for me. I'm just going to take my non-dominant leg, so your top leg, the leg closest to his head, and I'm going to put that on the inside of his thigh there, okay? This end is going to reach through, and I'm going to grab what they call a harpoon. So all I'm doing there is I'm just grabbing the inside of my leg. It's a gi thing normally, but you get some good work in this with no gi as well. All I do from here is I'm just going to roll backwards. I can go forwards as well, but we've just done a forwards roll. We don't want to be doing that all day. So I'm just going to roll backwards. And this harpoon is worth its weight in gold because it means he can't rotate his hips, so he can't put me in the truck. A big problem with the truck, I was speaking to Russ Nichols about this, not to name drop. Right, speaking to Russ Nichols about this, and said the problem with the truck is he's got what you've got. It's a bit like 50-50. You kind of both got the same stuff, it's just whoever's better there. This takes away that. There's another position called cooey control, which also takes it away. But grabbing around his hips like this, and I'll demonstrate in a second, means he can't flip me, put me in the truck, all right? So all I do from here is I just roll backwards, kicking off this leg, and then look, we stump, both legs on the outside, and here we are, we're in the truck. And I invite Jed to flip this, do whatever he wants. I'm honestly chilling. It doesn't look like much, but it really does give me a good control of his hips. So rather than the toes for this one, I'm grabbing what we call a harpoon, okay? So the entry itself, we'll just show you the entry a couple more times, and then we'll do the banana split. We'll have to teach a rear naked choke just so we can sub it. So, turtled up. From Banbury. Let's say there's no space and it's a decent turtle, you know, oh, look at this. This is what you're going to come across, okay? All I need to do is just create a little bit of a gap for my knee. This is quite nasty, you know, but we're here to learn how to fight, right? We're not this, you know, the gentle art, my ass. So we just fight before, boom, it's on the inside. You've got a choice. You can either base or you can get rolled over. It's up to him. The second I get this knee, so non-dominant leg on the inside of his thigh, I reach through and grab my harpoon. I know once I'm in the harpoon, it's game over, okay? You can stamp, and there's variations of this where you stamp on his foot, but because of the harpoon, I'm not that worried about him disappearing, so I'll just drive off this leg and roll to my butt. This is the bit that'll annoy you. Just keep in mind, both feet to the outside. It really is that simple. Your brain, for some reason, tells you to do this. Both feet to the outside. Slicer, crotch ripper, it's all there for you. Twister's starting to show itself, which we'll look at in a second. So you've done your crotch ripper, and he kicks this way. For this one, he brings the knee back. He's been crotch rippered, he's not happy about it, so he's bringing his knee to his shoulder. Really easy to do what we call a banana split. I let go of my harpoon. My S grip, or gable grip, around behind the knee. I'm pulling his knee down, and the right way to do this is to kind of bring your head through. So if you imagine this is a needle, I just thread the needle. So it's like the needle goes over the thread. It's that way. It's a weird move. It's kind of like a Japanese necktie. I'm just trying to put this shoulder down, okay? And now how flexible he is, he says, you should be able to get a tap there, okay? And you tend to find, if they're flexible in the crotch ripper way, they're not the banana split way. But I don't get to choose. He either kicks out or he brings his knee up. It's up to him, really. It's a lot like the rubber guard stuff. I don't really get to choose which part of rubber guard I use. It's really up to him, all right? Any questions so far? A lot of jiu-jitsu in there, a lot to take in. Again, remember, go to where you're comfortable. We'll go back to the first entry. So this is called a ninja roll. You don't have to do this, you can do the first entry that we did, or you can do the second entry, whichever entry you prefer, okay? But if you're still with me, and you're still getting the tech and it's still making sense to you, I'd like it to get more and more complicated as we go on. So, he inverts the knee in. I do everything that I did in the first one, but I do it in mid-air, okay? So I'm rolling, I'll show it a bunch of times. I stomp this time because I want to take the back. I put the hook in and we take it back, okay? Might as well go straight to a body triangle if you can. I'm going to hit what pretend plenty people call a tie. So I reach my underhook arm through, I push his arm down and I expose the neck. And then I'm going to go D7 choke. There was a guy on Polaris that hit one of these. Just a couple of seconds left. I can't remember his name.
Gavin jumping on the back and on the neck. Oh, could get it. He's got it in. 5 seconds left. 5 seconds left. He's looking at it.
Oh my goodness, can we have a
Oh my goodness. He's out. He's out. He's out. He's out.
Sorry, shameless self-promotion. Elbow tucked, and I'm just bringing this elbow backwards and my forearm up. They are such a good choke. It's called a decent choke, okay? Or a short choke. It's a bit slower for you. I wait for his cue. He tells me he wants me to do it. Look, that knee comes backwards, and I Nessie hook, marry the hips, roll, put my truck in. I can curl up into a ball. I can stomp on the leg, but for today we'll do what we were doing at the start. I curl up into a ball, fire my hips away, that exposes the back, put the hook in, body triangle in, and as I land, the tie is automatically, boom, straight down, onto the shoulder, pushing his hand down to his hip, remove the grip. Obviously you could rear naked choke if you wanted to, but D-sub choke is dominant hand, slots on top of the shoulder, gable grip with your elbow tight, good chest to back connection, elbow backwards, forearm up. They're horrible. It's a pain choke as much as it is a blood choke. It's gotta work. It's gotta work. For the love of God. Any questions on that one? What's interesting is when you turn it into a flying thing, when you turn it into a flying thing, all of the fundamentals go out the window. So you guys all do this. What the but it's good because it puts it into your muscle memory. A bit like ecological approach. You guys like that shit? It's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. We're divided. We're divided.
The people who don't like it are right. You tend to find that the older boys are like, no, he can. Yeah, you don't like drill and all, you don't even roll. No, you don't completely. No, you don't even do jiu-jitsu, you just stay at home. I didn't know, we were just rolling into the truck. So we've gone all the way to the back. You could turn this into an infinity drill if you wanted to. We're going to go from the back to the truck this time, okay? This is the most technical thing that I want to show you today. I can see we're all trucked out and had a bloody enough of it. For me, I would always prefer to go to the truck. Oh, I haven't showed you a twister yet. Did you want to see a twister? Yes. We're going to hit the truck from mount, and then I'll give you one more. That's it, thank you, sir. Is that the right side? Yeah. No, thank you. So, you want to put your non-dominant leg on the inside into 3/4 mount, okay? So you're baiting him. So one more time, mate, just because people don't know what we're doing. So I'm in mount, and I bait him by putting my non-dominant hook on the inside. It'll feel ever so weird because it's your non-dominant side, okay? But I'm setting him up for the truck. Well, all I do, look, is I just walk away, and I'm in the truck. That's simple. Just one little angle gets me to the truck. I'm going to roll, so remember, don't go to your elbow. That's a kickstand. So if my goal is to roll and get to baseball bat control, which it is for this one, when I put my elbow down, all I'm doing is stopping that roll. But if I put my shoulder down and don't put it behind, put it in front, it encourages that roll. Now what I'm hoping happens here is, let's make it a bit simpler. So I'm going to grab the foot like I do, and Jed is going to grab my hand, because this is what people do, they grip fight, right? There's more than one way to make him do this. To stop a banana split, for example, I can no longer banana split this dude. But he should put himself into a twister, okay? But for today, we'll keep it really simple. He reaches through, your dominant arm, the outside arm, grabs the top of his hand, and I just pull him into what we call baseball bat control. Now this will annoy you. You'll get this wrong. You'll be here and all sorts of over the place. So he grabs, look, I grab the top of his hand, and I'm just looking to get my elbow into his armpit. Once I do that, I grab here. So this is called baseball bat control, okay? And if you know the twister, you can see the twister coming. I'll give you a standard one. So arm up, head up, arm down. And then I take this time to really take all the space away. Notice I'm in a lotus with my legs, not a triangle, okay? So that takes away his counter, basically. All I do now, once I'm happy and all the space is gone, and I know Jed's not happy about this, he knows what's coming, I go knees up, triangle, elbow to the mat, and shoulder hook, okay? Really, I mean, he's already thinking about tapping. That's a hipster, that's not a twister. Yeah, we'll talk about that one, wouldn't you? Are you a hipster? I pull the head for a twister, okay? So shoulder hook, underneath the back of the head. Just a plumb clinch there is fine. You can S-grip, but a plumb clinch is fine. I pull my head towards me and put my hips in. That's your twist there. Alright? Only go there if you're happy and if you're enjoying the seminar still. If you're not enjoying the seminar, go back to the more simple stuff, okay? It's no disrespect at all. I'm trying to teach black belts and I'm trying to teach white belts, okay? It's a tricky thing to do. So you're in mount, I do this. This is a trick. I put my butterfly hook back in, he takes the bait and puts me in 3/4 mount. The arm's not underhooking me, so I just walk away, triangle my legs, and roll, okay? We grab the toes for this one. He starts attacking and grip fighting. I grab the top of the hand and I pull. Lotus with your legs, take away his defense, baseball bat control. Arm comes up, head comes up, arm goes down, and then really take the time to pump and take all that space away. Boom, got him. He'll hate this. Wrist locks if you want them. I go knees up, I need my hips back, so I turn into him. Elbow down, shoulder hook. Boom. That quick, okay? It's got to be that quick. You can't move because, you okay?
Yeah, man.
You sure?
Yeah, man.
Try to go right.
Faces in the picture.
Yeah. It was horrible when he was only 15 and I was doing this to him. No, 16. I said that was too far about 6 times. Right, so happy with the entry?
Yeah.
Easy. Just what? That was you, that was. That wasn't even me. Yeah, you were teaching me what meant the other day. That's how old I was. Using the term in jiu-jitsu, he starts laughing, so you can't say that anymore. No one's
Thomas. It's that thing Thomas said.
You
Doesn't
Doesn't matter.
I feel like there's a story there that I need to hear. Then, boom! Easy as that. I roll. Control the toes. This is his escape room. That's why I'm controlling that. I want this to time it from me. Okay, we'll just play. He starts grip fighting. If he doesn't, you can just play. Like start showing him stuff. See if you can encourage him to grip it. Oh, you know, you can always play that. So he grips over the top, elbow to the armpit. That's the bit that'll annoy you. Boom. Baseball bat control. Okay, take your time. No rush. Once you're in this position, you're good to go. Lotus, arm up, head up. Put it over the back of your head and then really take all that space out. This is what's annoying him. He wants it there. I'm going to take all that away from him. So it's got to be this quick. Got him. There's no escape, okay?
Yeah, man.
Shouldn't be too bad. It's only the hips at the minute. Plumb clench, okay? This is called the final battle. He'll be trying to stop you doing this. Oh. Make sense? Yeah. I've got one more, if it's okay. We'll do this one and I've got one more to show. Is that too much? You tell me if it's too much.
I'm happy if everyone else is happy.
I know it's elbow down, shoulder hook. Right, now take all that space away because this dude's not going to tap.
And then
He's got a hand up. Please don't let his back break. Jedward, right, still with me? You got one more in you? Or is that enough? Last one, the most complicated one, not the sexiest one at all. But probably the one you'll use the most, okay? So remember what we said, when we're on the back, we're in the truck. If we're in the truck, we're on the back. If you're like me and you prefer the truck, you'd rather go out to the truck. There's a move called the Marsh. It gets a bit confusing, but it's really, really cool, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm encouraging Jed to leg press me. So whatever back control I've got, I want this kind of action here, you see? Jed's doing the right thing. He's trying to disrupt my chest to back connection. You can tell I'm carrying his weight now. My voice is a little bit laboured. So how we're going to come out to the buck is I'm going to take my dominant hook off, put it behind, sort of on his butt cheek, but I don't let the knee flare. So I don't do this sort of like big move here. I just keep the knees connected and put my hook behind. I then throw him up with my seatbelt control and my reverse butterfly hook. And as I do that, I stomp this leg through, which will get me out to, boom, there, you see? Now we're in the truck, but with the seatbelt. So we're half back, half truck. And now comes what we call the Marsh. You can go baseball bat control into twisters from here, or you can come back to the truck. There are like what we call sneaky kamikazes here, where you can do this kind of stuff, okay? But they're quite low percentage, to be fair. So, the Marsh. I shoulder hook, keep your grip together, mate, because if he doesn't keep his grip together, all I'm going to do is baseball bat control him, okay? So, from here, baseball bat control, seat bat control, I shoulder hook, and I remove the hook off the head. I flare my elbow up, I go underneath my own arm, and hook him. And it looks terrible, don't it? But if he decides at any point he's going to let go of his grip and try to disappear, we just get to baseball bat control. So he can't, he has to keep that grip together. Any sight of him letting go of that grip, I just take this arm and now we're in baseball bat control, all right? So flare, come underneath your own arm and hook him here, okay? You might want to grab and do whatever you want to do just to make sure he can't disappear. From here, it's up to you. If you want a twister, he'll have the grip together, so you might need something called a bolt cutter. A bolt cutter is a way of me breaking this grip. I take my elbow, I find just the right nerve endings on the ribs there, and then I just strip, okay? But for me, I'm just going to rotate and come back up to whatever I want, okay? It's called a kamikaze calf slicer. I take this leg, I go through the gap, I axe kick across his ankle, put the final nail on, and I just do like a little flare with my toes, okay? Ignore that if you want to. This is the last thing I want to show today apart from Q&A stuff. So feel free just to do your basic one if you want to. But he leg presses. It's giving me all that pressure, but I want it, okay? Dominant leg, the hook just goes behind, okay, like a reverse butterfly hook. I throw him with my seatbelt and my hook. I drop towards my non-dominant side, the choking arm, and as I do, I cut this leg through to give me a bit of a bite on my truck. We're in, okay? Even if he hides his heel like that, we're still in the truck. Shoulder hook, let go of the seatbelt, come underneath, shoulder hook. And remember, it feels terrible, but if he lets go of that grip, baseball bat control, okay? If you want a twister, bolt cutter, or if you're like me and you want the truck, just rotate through, collect the toes. You can't really wear this is in. Once you've got the toes, limp arm, out to your good dominant position. If you want the kamikaze, through the middle.
Oops, that one went on fast.
Yeah. Sorry. First of all, is there any issues with that seminar? The last thing, the Marsh, was supposed to be saved till the last because it's a bit finicky. Remember, it's called the buck, so the buck is half back, half truck, I think, anyway. But in my mind, I always learned it as like buckaroo. You guys remember that toy, buckaroo, that you put the things on and it kicks back? Because you really want to like throw your training partner up or your opponent. You want to throw them up because you're trying to get to the truck. So you don't want chest to back connection anymore. You want hip to hip connection. So a lot of people are trying to go to the buck, but they're staying on the back rather than below the glute, which is where you want to be. And then you're trying to come out to the truck and it's getting a bit awkward and a bit finicky. And it really is worth trying to get your foot on top of their foot, like you would in the truck, both feet to the outside. So the concepts for the truck, really simple. Your opponent's hip on top of your hip, your both legs on the outside, and then you need to control the hip. The best way to do that is a harpoon. After that, you grab in the far side front.
On your knees.
She goes.
She goes too much.
Oh, come on, everybody, to pass.
Everyone's fine! Oh yeah, okay. We do one normally if you want to, but that's a 10. If you could throw the gang signs for me.
One.
Only noise.